Welcome. It is November, and we are in postseason action. Welcome to week one of the KHSAA playoffs. We're here at Central Hardin High School for a 6A matchup tonight. It'll be the Central Hardin Bruins, the homestanding and 3-7 Central Hardin Bruins, taking on the visiting 7-3 Butler Bears. We've got an exciting matchup this evening. This is the kind of night that dreams are made of. It's beautiful out. And we have the Battle of the Bears Part 2. Last week we were here for Central Hardin playing the Ballard Bruins. So Bruins versus Bruins. Tonight we have the Central Hardin Bruins taking on the Butler Bears. And so Battle of the Bears Part 2. Central Hardin has just taken the field. The band has played the national anthem. And we're about ready for action. We're about a minute and a half from kickoff. And I think we've got an exciting matchup tonight. The Butler Bears coming in at 7-3. Coach Gary Wheeler was very excited about their possibilities going into the playoffs this year. If they can be healthy, he's very confident. You've got to think, even though they're the 3 seed, they're coming out of the toughest district in the state probably, and probably the state favorites to win the 6A state championship is out of their district. That's Male High School. And St. X is also, again, a top team in the state of Kentucky, obviously. And Central Hardin here has their hands full. The Butler Bears, the 3 seed out of their district, probably tonight a favorite over the 2 seed out of our local district here, the Central Hardin Bruins. Now, the Bears are coming off of a very close 1-touchdown loss to St. X last week. And the Bruins coming off of a very tough 10-9 loss against Ballard. So 2 teams coming off of heartbreak losses last week, looking to get their playoffs going in the right direction and start the second season. Again, we're into November now, and it's the weather's beautiful. It's about 47 degrees. It's cold. And a lot of the fans aren't out to brave the weather tonight. It's a little more sparse here at Bruins Stadium than it normally is. We normally have big crowds, but tonight the cold weather is keeping people away. But I'll tell you, there's no wind. Even though the field conditions are a little wet, there's no rain, none in the forecast. Again, the American flag is just hanging limp with no wind at all. So beautiful night for football. The boys are going to love it. It's a little cold in the stands, but the boys are going to love it. And the Central Hardin Bruins are about to kick off. We've got Xander Allen approaching the kick. And we're underway. There's a squib kick to the right-hand side. Mishandled at first, but now fortunate. And they are off. Butler Bears, number 26 with the football, making a big return. Antoine Shaw for the Butler Bears making a really good return. Again, one of the upbacks, and he will set up the Butler Bears in great field position. They will start at about the Central Hardin Bruin 24-yard line, 1st and 10, deep in Central Hardin territory. At quarterback for the Butler Bears tonight, you're going to see Chaz Burks. Chaz is a fantastic quarterback. He's got over 1,700 yards passing and 27 touchdown passes this year, and he's flanked by a couple of wide receivers that are special players. The snap, looking to his left, looking to throw down the left sideline. It's overthrown out of bounds. He was looking for number 7, DeMonte Crooms. By the way, folks, DeMonte Crooms already signed with the UK Wildcats, and so you're going to get a view if you're a Cat fan and you're enjoying the great football season they're having this year. Take a look at number 7 for the Butler Bears, DeMonte Crooms. That ball overthrown, but DeMonte is a signee, or is promised, signed his letter of intent, and now they're under center. Burks back to throw on the play-action pass, deep down the middle, again looking for Crooms, and ball thrown way inside. Good coverage down the field by number 2, Deonko Wilkerson, who is stride for stride with DeMonte Crooms. Again, Chaz Burks just a little off on his first couple of throws here. Again, they're a very accomplished passing team. He's making signals to the wide receivers. He's going to be under center again in a 3 wide receiver set. The give this time straight ahead to their big tailback, Eric Jackson. Nothing there. Big play. Number 62, Zach Jones, stuffed that one at the line of scrimmage. And so the drive that started with great promise deep in Central Hardin territory. Looks like it's going to stall, but this deep, it's 4-down territory, and Coach Wheeler's going to go for it here. Let's see what they draw up for this 4th down play. In the shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Looking to his left to Crooms again. He's going to the end zone. Crooms is open, and there's going to be a flag. He was Deonko Wilkerson running stride for stride with Crooms, but it was about to get away from him, and Deonko pushed off a little early, and so that'll be a 1st down. Big 4th down pickup there. I'm sure pretty disappointing, especially for the defensive coaches for Central Hardin. It seemed like they had a good opportunity there to get their offense on the field and to get a big stop on the first series. So pass interference to call, and it'll bring up a 1st and 10 deep now in Central Hardin territory. It looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. So Chaz Burks, number 13, in the shotgun again. He's going to turn and give. That's Jackson, number 6, with the ball, running hard and breaking a couple of tackles. He's going to be inside the 10-yard line. Looks like about a 5-yard pickup, maybe 4, bringing up a 2nd down and 7, maybe 2nd and 6, that is, after a gain of 4. 4 wide receivers again give to Jackson again. He slips in the backfield, makes what looked like a good cut, but he's dropped for a big loss. Bruin defense all over that one in the backfield. It looked like 62 Zach Jones, 61 Mason Trout in there quickly to stuff the play, and then a number of other Bruins there to make the tackle. 3rd down and 8, loss of 2 on the play. 3rd and 8. Again, 4 wide receivers, this time under center. Trips to the right. Quick toss, but quickly in the backfield is Taylon Ferris to stuff that in 3 or 4 Central Hardin Bruins there to back him up. So the defense looks like they're trying to step up big and make another big stop. Excellent defensive stand there. Another loss of yardage, another 3-yard loss, bringing up 4th down and 11. And obviously, the Butler Bears are not going to trust their kicker in this case. They're going to go ahead and go for it here. Obviously, not confident in their ability to get 3 on the board here. Trips formation to the right, 1 to the left, and the 1 to the left is DeMonte Crooms. Again, looking to Crooms. He's running a quick out to the sideline. Well defense by Deonko Wilkerson, and the ball falls incomplete to the turf. Central Hardin Bruins, big stop. After a big kickoff return, the Butler Bears are turned away, and they get nothing. Well, Central Hardin will take over from their own 14-yard line. Not ideal field position, but after that initial kickoff return by Butler, they got to be thrilled to have the football and have a 0 on the other side of the scoreboard there. They'll come out with 2 in their double wing formation, 1 back. Chris Bellin in motion, give to Josh Valentine. Straight ahead, they're just going to try to barrel through the Butler Bears. Looked like a significant carry of about 4 yards. Josh Valentine in the left side of the offensive line, including Chase Connor, number 72, and number 60, Blaine Mattingly, created a good push and just a straight-ahead dive play to the fullback with nets 4 yards. Bring up 2nd and 6 there in the middle of the field. Sean Hay at quarterback, and we've got a wing right formation in the wing T. The give is to Bellin off the right side. He breaks a tackle in the backfield and maybe dives forward for a yard, maybe no gain, but looked like it could have been a disaster in the backfield. But pick up of a yard will bring up 3rd and 5, and the Bruins are a little behind the sticks here after a tough play there. Didn't get much out of the good 1st down play and followed up with a good 2nd down gain. Only 1 yard and 3rd and 5. Long yardage situation is tough for the Bruins, especially if they're in their own end. Taylon Ferris, wide left, wing formation left, so it's overbalanced with the wide receiver and wing to the same side. It's going to be a wide toss, and there's room. Turning it upfield, it looks like it's going to be a 1st down. Very close, I think just past it with a 6-yard gain. Chris Bellin. So they're going to Chris Bellin early. He has not been one of their leading rushers for the year, but Valentine on 1st down, and then Bellin with 2 carries there. Again, Wilkerson is their 2nd leading carrier, and I know they've really loved giving the ball to Gavin George. And Gavin So far, I haven't seen him on the field. That is the leading receiver for the Bruins. I talked to the coaches before the game. He is healthy. He has missed some time. He missed the North Hardin game. Wing right, 1st and 10. It looks like the Bellin again. Good carry over the right side. Looked like buck sweep. They pulled the guards, trying to create a lane on the right side. It's a basic wing tee play, that buck sweep. Turn and hand to the halfback, going off tackle to the opposite side, and a gain of 4 yards to bring up a 2nd and 6. The ball right now is resting at the Bruin 29-yard line. It is the left hash. Shotgun this time, wide receiver to the left. Wing to the left, slot formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Sean Hay ready to take the snap. The give is to Kyler Lee over the right side this time. Nothing there. As the Butler Bears stopped that one in a hurry. Looked like number 71, Corey Perkins, was on the stop. Corey's a big fella. And then number 9 as well, Hosea Knifley, playing defensive end, came in to make a big play. And again, a tough yardage situation for the Bruins. It's a 3rd and 5. Successful on the toss sweep last time to Bellin to pick up a 1st down. We'll see what Coach Mattingly's going to dial up this time. Again, wing formation to the left side. Wide receiver Talon Ferris to the left as well. Same play, toss sweep. This time the Bears are all over it. Number 34 for Butler, Kim Wright, one of the leading tacklers for the Bears defense and a really good linebacker there in a hurry, along with number 45, Samuel Porter, who is the leading tackler for Butler. So 2 of the leading linebackers there for Butler in the backfield, making the stop on the toss sweep. The exact same play they'd run on the previous 3rd and 5, and Butler ready for it that time. Brings up a 4th and 6, and it's time to punt. Deep in their own end, it's Xander Allen back, and it's a high snap. One-handed catch by Xander Allen, and the ball is away. A good punt as well, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Very well played by Xander Allen. Number 87, the kickoff and punter for the Central Hardin Bruins, jumped and made a one-handed catch on a high snap. Xander's not the tallest fellow in the world, but great athleticism and made a great play to bring that ball down. That could have been a disaster early in the game here. And having a good athlete back at punter makes a difference. And Xander made a big play for him there. That'll bring up 1st down and 10. Butler Bears, their 2nd possession of the game. They're on their own 39-yard line on the right hash. Under center this time. 3 wide receivers, and he's going to turn and give to Eric Jackson. Jackson stopped inside but breaks it out to the left, and he'll pick up what looks like about 4 yards. Kyler Lee there to make the tackle. Number 25 is one of the 2 leading tacklers for the Bruins, along with Josh Valentine and Noah Page. A good play by Kyler Lee there to stop that for a 4-yard gain. That is. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 from the 43-yard line. Number 7, DeMonte Kroom, now split out to the right-hand side. Next to him, number 8, Morgan Green, also one of the leading receivers for Butler. Chaz Burks takes the snap, turn and give to Jackson for a 2nd straight down, and Bruins in the backfield to stop Jackson. It looks like he's going to get about a yard on that play. Number 60, again, Blaine Mattingly having a heck of a start to the game. Back in the backfield to make a stop along with, you got it, that's Zach Jones again. Probably the top defensive lineman and offensive lineman for the Bruins. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 5. So another big down, an opportunity to get off the field for Central Hardin. Down the middle, wide open. Number 86, the tight end, straight down the middle of the field, into the end zone. 56-yard touchdown pass. Chaz Burks gets the ball to number 86, Darian Strawder, who is not one of the top receivers. Obviously, the Central Hardin defense not paying any attention. All the attention going to the wide receivers. Obviously, DeMonte Kroom. Frank Caldwell, number 85, has caught 10 touchdown passes this year. So as the Bruins are focusing their attention to the wide receivers, to the wide side of the field, straight down the middle streaks the tight end. And not even one of the top 5 pass receivers for this team. A little deception there. And so the safeties were caught napping. And straight down the middle, big 56-yard touchdown pass again. That's a 28 touchdown pass for Chaz Burks this year. Flag is down. That looks like that's number 85. Frank Caldwell back to do the kicking duties. I don't know that he has been doing the kicking duties all year, but in the game to attempt the point after 5-yard penalty on, I believe, a delay of game. They weren't set and they didn't get on the field and get set and get ready quickly enough, and so they'll back it up and he'll kick from the 15, 25-yard point after attempt. Snap is high, kick is up though, and it looks like it's through, and that'll make the score. Butler Bears 7, Central Hardin Bruins nothing with 4:21 to go in the first quarter. So a big play, gets the ball rolling in the scoring here. And again, the Central Hardin defense had looked very solid for the first series, looked pretty good for the first couple of plays of that series. And somebody fell asleep in coverage on the back end of the defense. Well, I want to start us off this evening. We haven't had an opportunity to thank our sponsors. I want to make sure that we give a shout-out to our sponsors tonight. Again, Brandenburg Telecom is providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Well, you may notice that you're hearing my voice. This is Paul Gray here with you like I am every Friday night. But flying this evening solo, not the norm for me. I've had several very capable friends that have done this with me. It's been a joy to share the booth and commentary with some great guys. I'll talk about them in just a few minutes when we do get another stoppage in the action. But tonight, flying solo. Nobody had the opportunity to be able to make it this evening, but I'm very thankful for those guys. So, again, it's Frank Caldwell kicking it away. Deonka Wilkson fielded at the 10, straight up the middle, and not a lot there, but a decent return. It's going to give Central Hardin pretty good field position at about the 30-yard line, their own 30. It'll be on about the right. It'll be on the right hash as they start their second series. I'm sure they'd be thrilled to see the same kind of success that Butler enjoyed on their second series with the ball. 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. Sean Hay coming to the huddle again. Big number 83 at quarterback again. I think you guys are well aware out there. We've talked a lot this year as we've had Central Hardin games about their injuries at the quarterback position. Sean Hay, I'd have to say, is an experienced quarterback at this point, about 6 weeks into his quarterbacking career. The turn and give is to Josh Valentine, and nothing there. He's going to lose a couple yards. They try to give him the ball straight ahead, and Butler Bears all over that one. Number 52 for Butler, Jacarius Brockington, the second leading tackler for the Butler Bears with 43 tackles this year, was there along with number 71, Corey Perkins. So the front, again, they feature the Bears defense, their 4-2-5 defensive front features a couple of great linebackers, Porter and Wright, but those guys up front are making some plays early in the game. Double wing formation is 2nd and 12, and there's a flag on the field already.
Offsides against.
Well, lined up in the neutral zone or an offside infraction. Somebody got into the neutral zone and jumped early or lined up offsides, and so break for the Central Hardin Bruins. Mental error for the Butler Bears. I couldn't see which of their D linemen got over the ball, but that'll help the Bruins out. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 instead of 2nd and 12. So Central Hardin in a little bit more of a manageable yardage situation. They'll be in their double wing formation again. The defensive end standing up for the Bears. Fullback trap straight ahead, and that trap was eaten alive. Big number 71, Corey Perkins, took the trap block and just crushed it into the ground. Made a pile right in the middle of the hole where Valentine was trying to run the ball. There was nowhere to go. And big number 71 for Butler. Again, that's Corey Perkins, 6 foot tall, 397-pound senior. Yeah, that's a big fella. And he stuffed that fullback trap easily. 3rd and 7 for the Bruins. Wing right, wide receiver to the right side as well, so it's an overbalanced formation. Wing back motion to the left. And a few yards picked up here, probably too deep in their own territory to think about going for it on fourth down. But that's number 33 on the carry, Clay Perry, and Perry has seen some action running the football, but Perry gets the football there and picks up 3 yards on the power to the weak side with both of his backfield mates leading him and a guard pulling to lead him, but not enough as the Butler Bears got there in a hurry to make the stop. 4th and 4, and Xander Allen again in punt formation. Good snap this time. Easily away. Good kick. High spiral and fair catch made at the 29-yard line. Again, that's number 1 for the Butler Bears, Terrell Watkins, another one of the Butler Bears receivers. And so Watkins makes the catch on the fair catch. There's a flag on the opposite side of the field. We've got a hold on Central Hardin called from the far side of the field from the side judge. I did not see what that was or why there would have been a hold. The Bears were not rushing. Not sure how that hold takes place when there's not a rush. The Bears were trying to set up for a return. Their guys were standing very still and just trying to move laterally to try to stay in front of the Bruins, who were trying to cover the kick. And so what would have been 1st and 10 from the 29, the penalty is going to move that further up toward midfield, and the Butler Bears will take over 1st and 10, starting from the right hash as they're marking off the penalty. It appears as though they'll start instead on the 39-yard line, so pretty good field position after a good kick and an unfortunate penalty on the play. And again, Chaz Burks will take over at quarterback here from the shotgun. He's got Eric Jackson on his right side, number 6. Jackson has 954 yards on the season and 13 touchdowns. So not only are they really strong through the air, but Jackson's had a heck of a year and is hunting his 1,000-yard season tonight. He's had a few carries tonight for just a few yards, but he only needs 46 to reach the 1,000-yard mark. So I'm sure that'll be a big milestone for him if he can pick up just 46 yards tonight. So Burks gets the instructions from the sideline, ready in the shotgun. The snap is there. Ball is fumbled. It's on the ground, and Burks is smashed to the ground for about a 7-yard loss. Coming off the edge, Noah Page making the tackle from his outside linebacker spot. Noah Page, number 10, it looked like he was on a blitz, and man, he was. I saw Chaz Burks look up and saw him coming and then look back down to pick the ball at the snap on 2nd and 15. He puts it on the back. The ball is fumbled. It's on the ground again. Eric Jackson just about put it on the ground. There was a problem with the exchange, and he was actually at one point holding the ball behind his back with one hand. Totally mishandled exchange between the quarterback and running back. And another big loss. They go back another 4 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 18 from their own 31-yard line. So two totally botched plays by the Butler Bear offense. Back to pass again, looking deep down the field. It's lots of time. He finds number 85, Caldwell, who fumbles the football. The ball's loose. It's on the ground, and now the whistle is blown. They did not blow it dead when he went down. It looked to me like he had hit the ground and the ball popped out, as you all know, the ground can't cause a fumble. There's a flag down as well now, well after the play. It's got to be some sort of personal foul, but they did not blow the whistle. They're marking the ball like they're going to say the receiver, Frank Caldwell, was down, number 85, who is the second leading receiver for the Butler Bears with 30 catches for 566 yards and 10 touchdowns. So although we're giving a lot of attention to Crooms, Caldwell is a stud out there. Big. They needed 18. He got right to the sticks, and but fumbled the ball as he went down, and the whistle did not blow. So I don't understand. If you don't blow it dead, well, the flag is on a sideline warning is what that is. So Nothing of consequence will happen there, but they still haven't moved the sticks for some reason. It's easily a first down if they're going to give them the possession of the ball, and they do. Caldwell was able to reach out with the ball as he was being tackled to get the ball over the line to gain. So 1st and 10 for the Bears, picking up a big 3rd and 18. That's 2 big long yardage pickups, and the Bruins can't get off the field in those circumstances. That is a horrible mistake, horrible error. Counterplay, counteraction play, give nothing there. And again, the Bruins are doing a great job against the run. Jalen Ward, number 24 on the carry that time. They faked to Jackson and give to number 24, Jalen Ward. Ward has about 200 yards rushing this year, and the second leading rusher for the Butler Bears. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. And at the end of one, we have the visiting Butler Bears 7, the home standing Central Hardin Bruins nothing. And we'll come back to the action at a 2nd and 10. Let me continue to thank our sponsors who do so much to make sure that our young people get the exposure and the experience behind the cameras here with Hardin County Television. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point, or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. So Chaz Burks, 2nd and 11, they're going to mark it. Back to throw, looking to his receiver. It's actually Eric Jackson on the swing pass, and he bobbles it and catches it, but he's going to lose about 10 yards. Been much better off if that ball would have hit the turf and it had not been completed for the Butler Bears. But the swing pass, I guess Burks looked downfield and did not see an open receiver, and that's your outlet to dump the ball to your back and hope he can make a couple of defenders miss and pick up yards. The opposite occurred. He bobbled the ball. It was batted around, and he caught it. And by the time he had it in his possession, he was being driven back by the Central Hardin defense. That brings up another 3rd and 19. Let's see if the Bruins can figure out how to stop the long yardage pass play, and they cannot. Another deep pass, crossing route to number 7. He is down the sideline. Touchdown, Butler Bears. That'll be a 59-yard touchdown pass from Chaz Burks to number 7, DeMonte Crooms. You're going to see him a lot tonight, and you're going to see him in Lexington playing for the Wildcats over the next couple of years. So he took that pass and looked like he was shot out of a cannon down the sideline. We had a couple of Bruin defenders that looked like they had an angle on him, an opportunity to go make a tackle, and didn't have a chance. It looked like they had a chance. It looked like they had the angle, but DeMonte Crooms showed incredible speed. He showed Division I speed, it looked like to me, getting down the sideline. Caldwell on to attempt the point after, and that is barely sneaks through the left side. And so with 11:07 remaining in quarter number 2 in the first half, that is, Butler Bears 14, Central Hardin Bruins nothing, and it's got to be pretty frustrating on the sideline for Central Hardin. They have played great defense. They've driven Butler Bears back. Butler has gotten nothing on the ground. In fact, they've probably lost yardage so far in one quarter of football. But a 3rd and 18 pickup on a long pass, a 3rd and 19 pickup on a long pass. On the first series of downs, a 4th and 10 pickup on a long pass. So they've got to be able to lock up these receivers, and if they can get pressure on the quarterback, certainly that would help. But they cannot leave receivers running around wide open on crossing routes. The last 2 have been plays where they've run deep routes on the play side and brought a receiver across the formation from the opposite side on about a 12 to 14-yard crossing route, and they hit him on the opposite side, and both times he's been uncovered. So they're in the action of the crossing of the field. Linebackers are not finding these receivers. So Caldwell is ready to kick off again. Wilkerson and Gavin George back to receive, but it is a squib kick. Fielded by number 10, Noah Page. He's working his way across the field. Had some space, but slips on the return. He gets to about the 35-yard line, and there is a flag down. Often that means holding on these open field kinds of plays, and so we'll look and see what the call is. They're spotting it at the 33 on the left hash. Illegal block. It is a holding call. Or a legal block of some sort called on the play. And so Central Hardin, ball spotted at the 33. It'll now be backed up to the 23-yard line. They'll have it on the left hash, or just inside the left hash, that is. And Sean Hay will come back out to start the third series here for the Bruin offense. The Bruin offense has had a couple of first downs, but really have not moved the football very effectively so far. It has been the story of their season to struggle on the offensive side and play some good defense. Got two receivers to the right, play action fake. He's got a corner route, and he's got Gavin George, who was breaking open and was basically tackled as the ball was in the air. Number 5, Amir Leonard, who is actually a highly recruited defensive back as well, and one of the top players for the Butler Bears, basically just grabbed a hold of Gavin George, who was running a corner route. He was going to be wide open. Sean Hay let the ball go, expecting him to be wide open, and Leonard had to hang on. It was going to be a big gain, possibly a touchdown, if Gavin was able to get a hold of the football. But it'll be a first down for Central Hardin. They'll pick up 15 yards on the pass interference call on number 5, Amir Leonard. First down, Bruins. On the 38-yard line, we have a wing formation overloaded to the left with the receiver. Snap. Give us to Deonko Wilkerson around the left side. Just a little bit of room. He maybe picked up a yard. One of the chasers, number 9, that's Hosea Knifley, who has 42 tackles on the season, was chasing him down from behind the entire way. So doing a good job hustling off the backside is Knifley on the backside of the play. And it's just a gain of 1. It'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Bruins. 10:21 and counting to go in the half. Gavin George, first time I've seen Gavin on the field on the offensive side. Obviously, he was, to start this series, he was the intended receiver on the pass interference call. Shotgun formation, sprint out to the right, looking for Gavin George again. Gavin diving for the ball and unable to get that. That time, number 5, again, Amir Leonard, kind of got the better of Gavin George. There was a little bit of hand fighting, a little bit of a tie-up there. Leonard looked like he was playing very physically, had maybe a hold of Gavin George a little bit. Gavin was able to create separation, but a little too late to be able to get to the football. So that incomplete pass sets up Central Hardin in a very difficult situation in a 3rd and 9 from their own 39-yard line. This time trips formation to the right with George, Wilkerson, and Ferris out to the right. Again, looking to the right side, Deonko Wilkerson open, but the ball thrown way wide. Sean could not find Wilkerson. It looked like he had gotten to the first down yardage marker from the middle position in the trips formation, and the ball thrown well wide to the right. That ball did not come out well. Again, our inexperienced quarterback, Sean Hay, just looked like he lost control of the football there because that ball was 10 yards offline. So 4th down, and familiar situation for Xander Allen to be in to punt. Well, the Butler Bears have lined up offsides again, and that'll give 5 yards, bringing up a 4th and 4. I can't imagine still on their own side of the 50 that Central Hardin would go for it, but getting closer to the 50 can be a situation where a coach might run a fake. They are adjusting the formation to the right. May mean a rugby-style kick. Xander Allen is running to the right. He's got open space. He's going to run the football. Xander Allen has a big gain. First down, Bruins, and he wisely steps out of bounds. Again, the little kicker, number 87, Xander Allen, with a lot of speed. He's one of our soccer players, and that kid can flat run. And, boy, he saw space. I knew that the switch in the formation could give them an opportunity on that rugby-style kick to run the football, and he took off with it. There is a flag down. There is holding on the Bruins. Not sure where that's going to put the spot. It could be something where the Central Hardin may still have a first down if the spot of the foul was down the field far enough. It looks like to me that the offense will be on the field and that Central Hardin will still have the first down. Huge play. I was speculating whether or not they might try to pull off a fake. I thought that they would just rugby punt the ball, but Xander saw what I saw, and the coaches saw what I saw, which is the Butler Bears turning and running to get back to set up a wall for the punt return, and Xander Allen showed a burst of speed. Great job by the punter and the coaches. Give ourselves an extra set of downs. Wing left over midfield at the 48-yard line. Turn and give to the left to Deonko Wilkerson. That was number 52, Jacarius Brockington, on the tackle for the Butler Bears. Again, there were three defenders there, and our pulling guard could only block one of them. And so Deonko turned it north and south and maybe picked up a yard. It will be 2nd and 9 from the 48-yard line of the Butler Bears. Sean Hay under center, coming to the football. Josh Valentine at fullback, 2 receivers to the right. Butler Bears shift their line. Quick out throw to the right. Deonko Wilkerson with the ball. He'll have a first down. Great throw. A little play action pass. Sean Hay makes a great throw to Deonko Wilkerson. I've got to say, Deonko is a phenomenal pass receiver, and he's only caught just, I think, 6 balls all year. I watched this team, obviously under the quarterbacking of Chase Elmore in the preseason, win a 7-on-7 passing tournament. And they have that ability. But we have just not been able to get the ball to Deonko in the passing game like you'd expect. So big play, first down, about a 12-yard pickup. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bruins. Toss, quick toss, flash toss to Deonko Wilkerson. He's got big yards, 11 yards and a first down, but flags everywhere. And anytime you run the ball wide, it's likely that someone's got their hands out and holding, trying to help us get the edge, trying to help us get around the corner and seal the edge. And that's probably not going to be good for the Bruins. Probably all that yardage that they picked up on the pass plays coming the other way. It is a holding call on the Bruins, and it will be stepped off. It's probably going to end up being a 1st and 20. I think the spot of the foul is right about at the line of scrimmage. In fact, it was 1 yard deep, so it will be 1st and 21 now for the Bruins. Not a situation. So the most promising drive so far for the Bruins has kind of been halted, the momentum. But 2 wide receivers to the right. They're in the shotgun again. Sean Hay ready for the snap. Gavin George, Deonko Wilkerson to the right. Valentine in the backfield. The throw is down the middle, a little behind Deonko Wilkerson, and Wilkerson slips trying to come back for the ball. Again, the wet field conditions making it a little difficult to handle those kinds of throws. Number 33, Clay Perry reporting out. Number 9, Talon Ferris coming into the lineup for the Bruins. 2nd down and 22 from the 49-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Gavin George in motion across the formation. He'll be to the left. Hay looking to the right. Finds Wilkerson, hits him in the hands, but it was a tough pass to handle, and bounces off of his hands. So I am impressed that they are starting to try to get the ball to Wilkerson, and they've had him open several times here. Just not able to connect on that one. Bringing up a 3rd and long again. That would have been a good completion of about 11 or 12 yards. To Wilkerson there, but unable to connect. He's open and not able to get the ball to him. So timeout Bruins, and that'll be a 3rd and 22 situation. And Coach Mattingly wants to talk it over. Down 2 scores. He's got to be thinking, what can we do to make a play here? Well, I just wanted to, again, thank our sponsors. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. Let me take a moment here. Obviously, this is a student production. One of the great things about what these sponsors do for us in supporting us is give our young people the opportunity to work in television broadcasting, to be behind the cameras. And tonight on our crew, we have several young people working with us tonight. Carly Lind, Evan McClure, and Lauren Wilson. And these young people have been working all year behind the scenes to bring you our student athletes in action. So thank you to those 3 and the good work that they're doing. Well, back on the field and ready for action. 3rd and 22. Sean Hay takes a snap, rolling to his right, looking down the field. He's going to turn it up. He's going to throw right at the line of scrimmage. Nearly intercepted by Amir Leonard, and a little bit of an ill-advised pass there. It was, again, thrown a little behind Gavin George. I see Gavin George saying that his shirt was tugged on, and Leonard is definitely a very physical defensive back, and so Sean Hay struggling to be accurate at this point, but he needs to just relax and understand that he can still he's still got a lot more opportunities to put the ball in there. Xander Allen again back. This time I don't know if we'll see another fake at 4th and 22. I don't think that would seem to make much sense. So in the standard punt formation, snap is back. Allen makes a low kick, but it's a good running kick. It's really going to get good yardage. Kroom fields it. Actually, I think that was Terrell Watkins, number 1, on fielding the punt and getting a few yards back. Good return, smart return. He fielded it off the bounce. Had he not fielded it, the ball would have rolled down inside the 10-yard line, and his team would have been backed up. But fielding that punt, getting some good positive yardage on that, they're going to start off over the 20-yard line at about the 22, maybe the 23-yard line even. 1st and 10 Butler Bears with 8:10 to go in the second quarter, working off the right hash. 2 tight ends this time with 2 wide receivers and 1 back. Back to throw. The quick hitch is thrown to Crooms. Great jump and catch by Crooms. But the defense is there immediately to drive him backwards. It should be a good reception of 5 or 6 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 4, maybe 2nd and 5. But, again, DeMonte Crooms jumps to catch that pass, and again showing his immense talent and skill there out on the right side at wideout. This time 4 wide receivers, and again Burks is going to be under center this time, not in the shotgun. Turn, give to Jackson. Jackson's got room straight ahead, and Jackson's going to pick up about 8 yards. Number 6, Eric Jackson, again inching his way closer to the 1,000-yard mark for his season. Don't have official stats here in the booth, but every time he's picking up 5 or 6 like that, he's inching closer to those 46 yards that he needs to get to the 1,000-yard mark tonight. 4 receivers, turn and give to Jackson again on 1st and 10. This time the Bruins are there. The pile is moving, though, and it's still moving. The whistle is blowing. I don't see Jackson on the ground, however. Looks like Butler's trying to go up tempo here, but they're haven't taken a moment to spot the ball. They're in the shotgun again. Chaz Burks ready for the snap. 4 wide receivers with Jackson there. Play action throw. Caldwell on the catch with a lot of room and making tacklers miss. 3 tacklers, 4 tacklers finally brought down after a gain of about 20 yards. Just a quick hitch to the right to the slot receiver. And big play. Number 62, Zach Jones, the defensive tackle, 20 yards downfield to make the tackle. Again, several missed tackles by the linebackers and defensive backs of the Bruins, but Zach Jones was able to get there and make a play. 1st and 10, Butler Bears from the Bruin 39-yard line. Snap to Burks. Looking deep down the field again. He's going to break, contain. He's going to throw. The ball is high and incomplete. Couldn't tell who he was looking for there. Number 85, Frank Caldwell, was in the area. But that ball was overthrown. Could have also been intended for number 2, Greg Jackson, who was in the area. But 2 receivers in the area. I don't know who the intended receiver was. Burks was a little wild on that throw as he was on the run. We saw that out of Sean Hay on the last possession as well. Looks like Central Hardin's in something they're not usually in, which is man cover. And they're bringing the blitz. They've got everybody coming, and the Butler Bears squirt through. That'll be Jackson for about a 6 or 7 yard gain. When you blitz and you miss the back, can mean a big play, but they rally and are able to make a tackle on the sideline. Jackson will pick up about 7 or 8 more, and inching closer and closer to the 1,000-yard mark for Eric Jackson. So 3rd down and 4, I'd say, after the 6-yard pickup from the Central Hardin 33-yard line. This time Burks under center, 4 wide receivers, play action pass, and they're all over, and the ball's batted down. They were looking for a screen pass to Jackson. I see Jackson in the flat kind of waiting for the ball. Great job, Chase Connor. And I'm not sure if it was Chase or if it was Dylan Butterworth that got their hands up to knock that, or maybe even Noah Page on the blitz that got their hands up to knock that down. But the Bruins were in hot pursuit. Burks, well, here they are again, 4th and 4, and the Butler Bears are going to go for it. They've been very successful in these kinds of situations, only stopped 1 time. The snap, Burks looking down the field. He's looking for Crooms again. Crooms reaching with one hand, cannot come down with it. He had beaten the defense again, way behind any of the Central Hardin defenders. The only one in the area was number 22, Trent Ferguson, at free safety, and he seemed to not be paying any attention to Crooms, who was over the top, down the field, behind the defense. Very fortunate. It looked to me like if Crooms would have put 2 hands up, he could have had that football, and it would have been 6 points for the Butler Bears. But another opportunity, as long as you're only down 2 scores at 14-0 here, if Central Hardin could manage big play or a good drive, a score here would, turn it into a 1-score game. You feel like you've got a shot if you can keep it within striking distance. So 1st and 10 from about the 36-yard line. The give around the left side. It looks like Wilkerson, and he's going to pick up about 9 there. There's several people down on the sideline. The official slipped and fell. Boy, these sidelines, if you can see them, are a muddy mess. If you get anywhere near the sideline, you're not going to have any footing whatsoever. Somebody's going to have some dirty laundry tonight when they get home. That striped shirt and striped pants are not going to be easy to take care of. So Wilkerson on the big carry to pick up 8 yards to bring it up 2nd and 2. I see Wilkerson coming off the sideline there. He was kind of gang tackled on the sideline in the mud over there, and so he's now off for a few plays. Gavin George wide to the right. Sean Hay in the shotgun formation, 2nd and 2 from their own 41. Bruins will give straight ahead. 1st down. Not sure. It may have been 33 Clay Perry. I'm not sure who the back was with the football there. Could have been Chris Bell in 23.
First down, Bruins!
Whoever it was, it's about a 4-yard gain, and good pickup for the Bruins. And so 1st down, 2 positive plays to start the drive, and with 5:40 to go in the 2nd quarter, Bruins looking to mount something here. Sean Hay in the shotgun again, 2 receivers to the right. Snap. Give to Valentine off the left side. He's got a little space, and he's running some guys over, just like Josh does. 7-yard gain around the left side, bringing up a 2nd down and 3. So anytime you can pick up 5 or more on 1st down and you're in this wing T running attack, especially now that you're over the 50-yard line, you got to think it's 4-down territory. And with 2nd and 3, with 3 downs to pick up 3 yards, you've got to expect that that the Bruins have a great opportunity here to keep this drive alive with 4:55 to go in the quarter. Hay looking right and looking left. The back shift. Wing formation to the right, overbalanced. Give back to the left of Valentine. Nothing there. Number 23 from Butler, Jeremiah Dickerson, all over that one, coming in off his cornerback position to make a big play in the backfield. I think Valentine, just by sheer muscle, was probably able to drive it back to the line of scrimmage. And scoreboard says 3rd and 4. Could be a 3rd and long 3. But again, Bruins looking to keep the drive alive. Late second quarter, down 14-0 to the Butler Bears, and Butler looking to stop this latest charge, this latest attempt at getting back in this ball game for the Bruins. Under center again, wing T formation to the right. Give to Wilkerson around the right side. He's got space. Turn back immediately. Number 4 for the Butler Bears, Cortez Thomas, just turned him back in a hurry. There is a flag on the play. I don't know if that's going to be a helmet-to-helmet hit or if it's going to be a hold. There was some strange contact. He really hit Wilkerson hard and turned him back. It is a helmet-to-helmet hit. Number 4, again, Cortez Thomas came up and just laid an absolute knock on Deonko Wilkerson, but the contact was helmet-to-helmet. And big 15-yard penalty, personal foul penalty, is going to move the ball to the Butler 28-yard line. So with 3:53 to go in the half, the Bruins are in business here deep in the Bears territory. In the shotgun again, 2 receivers to the left. It looks like George and Wilkerson, the 2 leading receivers for the Bruins. And there's a flag down. Hay took the snap and was ready to give. It looks like they've jumped offside. So any momentum that Central Hardin was building there, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot. In these kind of games where you're an underdog, you've got to do things right, and that is a huge error by the Bruins. So now behind the sticks, 1st and 15. The Bruins will come out again. We'll see where they are. Again, right hash. 2 receivers to the left in the shotgun formation. Sean Hay ready to take the snap. The tight end is also to the left. It's a really strong formation to that side. Trying to run to the left. Hosea Knifley just knifes through. That was terrible. Hosea Knifley, though, again, one of the leading tacklers for the Butler Bears, off the weak side. The left defensive end to the Central Hardin offense's right side. They're running left, and he makes a tackle from behind, chases the play down, and just runs the thing down from behind, making a big tackle. So no gain, nothing there for Central Hardin. It looks like it's a 2nd and 15 from the Butler Bears 33-yard line. So, again, behind the sticks, you got to figure Central Hardin with 2:38 to go in the half is in 4-down territory. They've got 3 downs to pick up 15 yards. So let's see what they do and come up with out of the playbook here. Turn, play action pass, under a lot of pressure, Hay, and Sean Hay's going to go down. Number 9 again, Knifley. He is absolutely wreaking havoc on the offense at this point. Also there, number 45, Samuel Porter, the linebacker. So Sean Hay didn't ever have a chance. He faked the handoff on the play action pass, and by the time he turned to set, Knifley was in his face. So nothing there. Big loss. It'll bring up a 3rd and 21 from the 41-yard line now, a loss of 8 to 9 yards. Timeout Butler Bears. So let me just note to you again, you're hopefully not getting too tired of my voice. I just got a wonderful little note about 10 or 15 minutes ago that caused me to lose my place for just a moment. Someone sitting in the booth just down the way from me said, "Do you want me to sing all by myself?" So that's me tonight, here by myself, calling the game for you. And my normal partner is Jeff Knoll, who is pastor at Grace Heartland Church. Good friend, Dan Robbins, who's the principal at EC3, the technical school here in Hardin County that trains young people so well. He couldn't make it this evening. And also last week, my partner, Tony Menendez, who's a former coach here at Central Hardin High School, and again, we coach together on the coaching staff here. None of those gentlemen who are such good friends and honestly have done a great job this year. I'm so blessed and thankful that those men have been able to be here with me and call these games. Unfortunately for all of you, I'm by myself tonight, and I'll be calling the action all night long. But I just wanted to send a thank you out to those three gentlemen and the great job they've done. Hopefully our Hardin County teams will do great tonight, and we'll have another week next week, and we'll have somebody still alive in the playoffs we can go call a game. Well, 3rd and long, 3rd and 21, Sean Hay given the hard count, and he draws Butler offsides. Can you believe it? So the inexperienced quarterback, I could see him. I don't know if you could see him kind of head bobbing and barking out the signals, yelling out the signals, trying to draw the Butler Bears offside, and they took the bait. Only in a 3-man front, and a very wide front at that. They took the bait and jumped off sides. I'll tell you, they're in a very weak front, almost like a prevent defense in this 3rd and 16 situation. Might be a good situation in 3rd and 16 to go ahead and run the football. And it's a totally botched play. They were taking my advice in running the football. Either the back went the wrong way or the quarterback turned the wrong way. There was an attempt at a give to the running back, and unfortunately, the running back was behind the quarterback. Again, I don't know who went the wrong way, but one of them went the wrong direction. And so the gain was 1 yard as Sean Hay just turned and tried to get straight ahead. It's going to bring up a 4th and 15. I think it says 4th and 15 for the Bruins here. They are pretty deep in Butler territory on the Butler 33-yard line. It looks like maybe the 34. They need to get to the 18-yard line to pick up a first down. And so looking to see what the Bruins are going to do. It looks like they're sending on the punt team. Again, they're very deep in Butler territory and not much time on the clock with 1:55 to go in the half. The punt, I don't know what it will net them as they're punting from the 34. I don't know if they're going to gain a whole lot out of this punt. Again, 4th and 15 may be beyond their ability with their struggling passing game to pick up. But the snap is good to Allen. Allen is going to pooch it, trying to pin it deep. And the ball bounces hard. It's down by the end zone, down by the goal line, and it will be down. And it does net a great and Xander Allen celebrates another great play in the punting game, as he's had several amazing plays with picking up a 4th down, catching a snap that was over his head with one hand, and then, again, kicking the ball, and it's been downed at the 2-yard line here. So it turns out that was a great play for the Bruins. It's unfortunate for the Bruins so far at this point in the game, down 14-0, that the star of the game is probably the punter. 1st and 10. The give is to Jackson straight ahead, just trying to get off the goal line. Stuck at the line of scrimmage, but he spun, and it looked like he may have picked up a yard or two. Actually, going to say, he lost a yard. Man, he was stuck right at the almost at the goal line there. Spun off and almost got back to the line of scrimmage. So dangerous situation here in the Bruins. Made a big play to get a stop there. And again, the clock is continuing to run at 1:16. Back to pass, looking down the field, number 13, Burks. He's in the grasp deep. He throws the ball to one of his linemen. That's going to be a safety. Flag on the play, throws to an eligible receiver. And so safety, big play. Draped around the ankle of around the leg of the quarterback was Zach Jones. And panic, Chaz Burks panicked. He couldn't find anybody down the field. Hung in the pocket a little too long. And around the leg of the may have actually been Dylan Butterworth, number 68, who was around the leg of Chaz Burks. And he just was trying to do anything with it to avoid the sack in the end zone for the safety. Well, in the process, he threw it to number 65, his offensive guard. Number 65 being Josh Clements, the 5'10", 243-pound senior. I'm sure Josh was thrilled to have the football in his hands, but that is an ineligible receiver and results in a safety. Now, the good news for the Bruins, they've got 1:08. I think they have at least one timeout, maybe two left. I haven't tracked exactly where they are on that, but they'll possibly get good field position as well, as the Bears will, after a safety, as you're aware, will be forced to kick off from their 20-yard line. They have the option of either kicking from the tee or punting the ball. Looks like they'll put it on the tee. Frank Caldwell, number 85, the star receiver, one of the two main weapons for the Butler Bears, is their kicker as well this evening. The ball is on the tee. The kicking team is ready. Big opportunity to set themselves up with some field position here for the Bruins. It is very late in the half, just over a minute, 1:08 to go. The kick is away. It is a squib kick. If they can field that, they ought to get good field position. Deonka Wilkerson has the ball. He's got a couple blocks on the outside on the right. He's over midfield and still on his feet. Still on his feet, breaking two tackles deep into Butler territory, and they're in business. The Bruins are going to try to get something going here. It looks like they've gotten to about the 34-yard line, maybe the 33, and they'll take over on the right hash from the 34-yard line of the Butler Bears. 1st and 10 Bruins, so let's see how aggressive Coach wants to be. I think deep in Butler territory, you'd expect them to be pretty aggressive here. That doesn't necessarily mean passing the ball every down, but with the timeout, they could mix the run. There could be an opportunity for a scramble for the quarterback, but big opportunity late in the half where they've got a 1st and 10 now, deep in Butler territory. Two receivers to the left, wing to the right. Sean Hay under center. It's going to be a reverse to Chris Bellin, and he slips in the backfield. Tough footing. He, it looked like they had a good play set up. They fake to the fullback and give to Chris Bellin coming around. And if it looks like to me they wanted to try to make something of this situation, they'd want a timeout. They're going to call it now. They've let about 12 seconds run off the clock after the play when they could have called timeout, trying to get another play called when that was just not going to happen. So with 40 seconds remaining in the half, 2nd and 13 for the Bruins. They'll be on about the 37-yard line of the Butler Bears. Again, looking for an opportunity to get another one on the board. We have seen kicker Evan Jones, who does the extra point and field goal duties for the Bruins. We have seen him hit from 49 yards this year. There is no wind. If they could pick up 8 to 10 yards, he's in field goal range. Problem being his footing is awful. We saw him last week try about a 43-yarder, which came up well short because of a slip. Evan was not able to keep his footing in the muddy conditions, went down, and the ball fluttered lifelessly to about the goal line. So he does have the leg if he's got the footing. If they can pick up a few yards here and get into that position, looks like they're going to try a halfback pass, and that ball is intercepted. Number 4, Thomas has it, and he is breaking tackles, and he is past the line of scrimmage. Tackles made by Chase Connor, offensive tackle. They gave the ball to Deonka Wilkerson, trying a halfback pass there. Nobody was fooled. He threw into triple coverage. Number 5, Amir Leonard, the star corner, was in coverage on Talon Ferris. Talon could not get away from him at all, and there is a flag down. It looked like Leonard was holding, and Leonard has been very physical in coverage all night long, holding on about every play. Again, it looks like about how you see corners play on a Sunday afternoon in the NFL, is how physical he's being. And that's the call. They're going to call him, and there was no reason for that from him. Cortez Thomas had intercepted the pass, but that's going to set up Central Hardin in great position at 2nd and 3 now. Turn and give to Valentine straight ahead. He's going to pick up 2 or 3 more. He may be just short of the first down. Timeout Central Hardin. It is their last timeout of the half. It brings up a 3rd and 1. Tough situation for the Bruins with no timeouts remaining. I'm sure you'd love to take a few more shots to try to move the ball and score a touchdown. But the kicking team, I'm sure, is ready to go here at a moment's notice. The ball is resting on the 25-yard line. That would, with 6 to 7 yards of snap, that would bring up about a 42-yard field goal if they have to attempt from this spot on the field. So Evan Jones's leg and footing will be tested possibly here. Let's see how aggressive offense will be, if they'll take a shot down the field, if they'll be looking to throw the football and maybe throw it toward the side of the field and get it out of bounds, or maybe run the football to get it more to a spot on the field that has a little less muddy footing. So I'm not sure where that would be in this part of the field, but several strategies that Coach Mattingly could consider here. There is a trips formation to the left. All the top receivers, Ferris, Wilkerson, and George, are over to the left side. It is man cover out there, which is a little dangerous at this point. Quick out throw to George and trying to get out of bounds. He does have a first down. 13 seconds to go. About a 6-yard gain on the play, and so a first down for the Central Hardin Bruins. They are getting to the they're getting to the line of scrimmage quickly here, expecting the clock to run again, and they will kill the clock with an incomplete pass there. So with 10.9 seconds to go in the half, the ball is going to rest on the 22-yard line, which would bring up a 39-yard field goal attempt if they're ready to go for that now. It looks like the offense is going to stay on the field, and they're going to take another shot. Remember, an incomplete pass would be would stop the clock. So you can take a shot if you throw it in the middle of the field and there's a catch, however. The clock's probably going to run out. With a young, inexperienced quarterback, that's a little dangerous. And a sack would be another horrible idea. Sean is scrambling to the right. Sean Hay faking, and he's tackled inbounds. That will end the half. A really, really bad decision there to run the football, not get out of bounds, and let the clock run out. So 3 points that could have been put on the board go begging, as no opportunity for the field goal is going to be taken. Poor decision by the quarterback, scrambling, looking down the field, trying to make a play, and then running the football, but just not understanding the idea of getting out of bounds in that situation, not holding the ball in that situation. An incomplete pass there is good. A sack or a run to the middle of the field is bad, and the clock has run out. So at the end of the first half, we've got an interesting score here. The Butler Bears 14, and with the safety, the homestanding Central Hardin Bruins have 2 points, and so game not out of reach, but Central Hardin is going to have to figure out how to get something more going on the offensive side of the ball. Before we break for halftime here, let me again thank our sponsors. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of Remax Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Well, we've had an interesting first half, and we'll see more of the Battle of the Bears, Part 2, when the second half returns. We'll see you after halftime.
Singer, a woodwind quartet, Mark Gaddy, Mariah Kindle, Anna Tillman, and Clarissa Dingus. The Central Hardin Marching Band was named Grand Champion at the Eastern High School Eagle Classic and was named a finalist at the Bands of America Regional Championship in Tennessee and a 2018 state semifinalist. The band will compete next week in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium for the 2018 Bands of America Grand National Championship. Your Central Hardin Marching Band.
Turn Coca-Cola products into cash for the students of Hardin County Schools. Visit coke.com/give/schools on your computer or smartphone. Tap Scan Code. Scan the code with your camera or enter it manually. When you are finished, click Submit. Help the Hardin County Schools by just scanning your Coca-Cola products. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Well, we're back at Central Hardin for our second half of action. We're in the 6A first round of the playoffs here. And we've got the Butler Bears visiting the Central Hardin homestanding Bruins. We're about ready to kick off the second half, and the first half has been pretty interesting. For those of you who are UK fans, you're getting a nice little preview of DeMonte Crooms, number 7 for the Butler Bears. He will be playing wide receiver here in the next several years for the Wildcats. So he's been impressive. He's caught a touchdown pass and had several other big plays to extend drives for his team. Chaz Burks has been very effective, throwing 2 touchdowns to add to his total. He's up to 29 touchdown passes on the year now, and so his considerable ability has been on display here. As well as Eric Jackson. Now, I will say this, the Central Hardin Bruin defense against the run has been very effective, and they have looked fantastic in stopping the run. So far in 3rd and long and 4th and long situations, however, they have not been able to stop DeMonte Crooms and Frank Caldwell, the 2 tall and specially talented wide receivers for the Butler Bears. On the offensive side of the ball, obviously, the Central Hardin Bruins have struggled. They moved the ball several times late in the second quarter. Did not get anything out of it. Made an error kind of late in the half there that did not allow them an opportunity to kick a field goal. But 2 points on the board. Safety. Defense getting the job done. If they could get off the field on 3rd and 4th and long, they'd be pitching a shutout. But as it stands, again, Butler Bears 14, Central Hardin Bruins 2. Take just a moment here to thank our sponsors again, who've supported us throughout this year and for many years. Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all of your real estate needs, contact Ryan at 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere. Where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. Well, we're about to kick off the second half, and Butler will be kicking off to Central Hardin. We'll see if the Central Hardin offense can mount any sort of attack here. Back deep to receive the kick will be Gavin George and Deonko Wilkerson, and Frank Caldwell, number 85, kicking for the Butler Bears. They have not wanted to kick the ball deep. They've been kicking the ball along the ground. Squibb kicking it. Caldwell will do the same here again. The ball will again be fielded by Noah Page, and he'll find the middle of the field again. Lose his footing again in the middle of the field, as I think the turf gets more and more chewed up. It's going to get harder to keep your feet. And so Central Hardin Bruins will take over with decent field position, starting at their own 34-yard line from the middle of the field. Sean Hay running onto the field with his instructions. We'll see what kind of adjustments have been made at halftime. If the Bears or the Bruins as I've been dubbing it, the Battle of the Bears Part 2, is last week the Bruins played the Ballard Bruins, and so playing the Bears this week. We've got shotgun formation, trips to the right, and now motion. Chris Bellin across the formation, now wide to the left. Valentine in the backfield. Oh, number 9, Hosea Knifley, just shooting into the backfield. Unblocked again. It's not Valentine. It's actually 33, Clay Perry with the run. Stop before he gets started. Knifley almost got to Perry before the football did on the handoff. And so Knifley again with another big play. He has been the man in the backfield. Big number 9 for the Butler Bulldogs. Number 9 is 6'2", 227 defensive end with a lot of speed and athleticism. He is a difference maker on the field. We've got wing T formation to the right. We've got motion. We've got a power sweep to the left, and it has been knocked into the backfield. Deonko Wilkerson breaking several tackles just to get to the line of scrimmage. And so, again, chasing it down from behind. Hosea Knifley having a fantastic game, making plays on the opposite side of the field. He's the left defensive end. He's chasing down a sweep on the right side of the field. So you can really tell Knifley is the difference maker for this Bears defense. The leading tackler, 45, Samuel Porter, has been a little quiet tonight, but the ball carriers aren't getting to the second level as Knifley and number 52, Jacarius Brockington, have been making the plays from the defensive front. So Knifley's actually dropping back now on 3rd and 12. Looks like the Bears are going to a 3-man front to play the pass. And already, with just a minute and a half gone in the third quarter, Bruins are going to call timeout to talk about this 3rd and 12 and or 3rd and 13 and see what they can come up with. E-Town Exterminating, again, our sponsors. E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank has 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Or find us online at westpointbank.com. Let us help make life simpler. West Point Bank, hometown banking made simple. Paul Gray here with you with the second half. My normal partners, Jeff Knoll and Dan Robbins. And my last week's partner, Tony Menendez, good friend and former coach, have been unable to make it. So my voice is the only voice. Flying solo tonight, 3rd and 12. Bruins are going to turn and give straight ahead and find a good hole on the fullback trap. And big carry. Not going to be enough on 3rd and 12. I'm still looking to see who the ball carrier was. I believe it was number 33 again, Clay Perry, with the football. Again, looking for number 5, Josh Valentine on the sideline, but that was not Valentine. And brings up a 4th and 5 after a nice 7-yard gain, but just not enough. Not sure that was worth a timeout. Come up with fullback trap on 3rd and 12. Could have maybe saved that timeout for later and gone ahead and called the fullback trap. Well, we've got the shift again. The last time they shifted, it was the rugby punt, and Xander Allen, who's the punter, was able to run with the football. This time he's going to punt it away on the rugby punt. Good kick again, and it is rolling deep into Butler territory. We'll be down by number 22, Trent Ferguson, at the 23-yard line. So very effective again. Butler has made an adjustment, actually, and that time it was Hosea Knifley sitting on the edge there at his defensive end spot, really waiting to see what Xander Allen would do to make sure he was punting the ball away. I think that's a good idea. Most special teams coordinators will have 1 or 2 guys assigned to make sure the ball gets punted, and did not do that on a 4th and 6 in the first half that allowed Xander Allen to rumble for a long first down carry. Back in at quarterback, Chaz Burks. He's going to turn and give the ball to Eric Jackson, who comes through the hole and then runs over the safety, 22, Trent Ferguson. Big carry for Jackson. About a 9-yard carry on 1st and 10, and bring up a 2nd and 1. Ball is spotted at about the 31-yard line, and so big first down carry by Jackson as he again inches closer and closer to the 1,000-yard mark. Fumbled snap Burks has to jump on it. Again, we noted Chris Bellin slipping just a little bit ago. Noah Page, trouble with his footing on the kickoff return. And the field's getting sloppy. There's no rain tonight. Beautiful night for football. The kids got to be loving it. The little cooler temperatures. But the ball dropped again. It brings a 3rd and 3. Play action pass. Crooms running a deep out route, but coming across the field is Caldwell. Crossing route has been the thing that the Bruins cannot handle. And so 85 Caldwell is going to pick up about 30 yards on the 3rd and 3 play. A little bootleg play action pass. Crooms running up the left sideline, but coming across from the right side is Frank Caldwell for another big gain. And the Bruins got to figure out how to cover the, if you want to call it a drag route or a deep crossing route. But Caldwell again wide open. 1st and 10, now deep into Central Hardin territory at the 37-yard line. Burks under center, again play action. Caldwell working across the field again, not open this time. Deep down the field this time, throwing a diving catch about 30 yards down the field. That's number 8, Morgan Green. Green making a diving catch on a deep post route. Burks was very patient in the pocket as he rolled out to his right, looking at the crossing routes. Caldwell coming across the field, not open. 26 was not open as well. That was Antoine Shaw. But he found Green deep down the field. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Burks takes a snap, gives to Jackson. He's plowing into the middle of the line, but he is stuffed. No gain as I see Noah Page getting up off the pile along with a number of his teammates, including Chase Connor, number 72. Getting harder in the muddy conditions to see the numbers on the jerseys, especially the Central Hardin Bruins. The white jerseys of the Butler Bears a little easier to see. The red numbers on them, it'll bring up a 2nd down and goal from the 6. The snap and the shotgun, the throw to the outside. Crooms catches the ball. Was he inbounds when he caught it? Touchdown is the call. Chaz Burks in the shotgun kind of sidearm slung that one out to the right-hand side. Quick out route from DeMonte Crooms, and that'll be a 6-yard touchdown reception, his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the UK, I'd call him signee, but he's actually has probably signed a letter of intent. You don't sign until the signing date, which will be in early February. But Crooms is going to be playing for our own Wildcats in Kentucky here, but that could have been a backbreaker for the Central Hardin Bruins here. Caldwell in for the extra point. The kick is up. It looks really good right down the middle. And so with 7:08 remaining in the 3rd quarter, it'll be the Butler Bears 21, Central Hardin Bruins 2. And while a 14-2 deficit is very much in the game, a 21-2 deficit looks a little less encouraging for the Central Hardin Bruins. We'll see how they'll respond. They have not mounted any kind of offense really with any consistency, that is, at this point. And so we're looking to see if any offense can be sustained. Coach is going to have to maybe reach deep into the bag of tricks to figure out how to get the ball moving at this point. Again, it'll be this time actually I don't see normal return men back deep. Deonka Wilkerson is over here on the sideline receiving treatment from the trainer. I see Gavin George on the field, but he's not in his normal deep position. He's up closer to where the ball might be squib kicked. Caldwell will do that again, and it will be Gavin George with an opportunity. He's got the ball running to his right, trying to set up a wall on the right side. Gavin's got a little space and a pretty good return up to about the 42-yard line, so pretty well conceived return that time from the Bruins. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line on the right hash. And again, in desperate need of a drive here, down 3 scores, 21-2, and with their run-heavy attack, you got to think they've only got 3 or 4 series left in the game here with the amount of clock that they normally run. And they're going to have to be effective and put points on the board pretty much every time they touch the ball at this point to get back in the ball game. In the shotgun again, Sean Hay out to the left. It looks like it's Talon Ferris at wide receiver. 2 backs flanking. It looks like Valentine, maybe, and Perry flanking Sean Hay. I'm not sure who they're going to call that on. There was a jump. The offensive line jumped, but it looked like the defense went first. But that's going to be on the offense. False start on the offense on the right side of the line there. That'll make it 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10. Not the way you wanted to start a drive that is getting near desperation time here as far as the need for points. So ball is now placed at the 37-yard line, 1st and 15, 6:59 to go in the 3rd quarter. Clay Perry in the slot, Talon Ferris wide left. Looks like Bellin and Valentine on either side of Sean Hay. Hay takes the snap, it's low, but he's going to give the ball up inside. Actually, I think it's Kyler Lee, not Chris Bellin, but Lee with the football, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards. It's a good gain, but again, it's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 because of the penalty. So good running play, but still behind the sticks on this one. And that Butler Bears defense, stout against the run tonight, not giving much of an opportunity to the Bruins to get their vaunted wing T attack going. Hay in the shotgun again. We don't see the Bruins in the shotgun this much very often. He's looking to throw the football. It's a short and quick out, and he had antsy feet, short-armed it, never got his shoulders into the throw. Kind of some bad technique there by the quarterback. It was number 33, Clay Perry, on a short out route to the left. It should have been an easy throw, and Sean, again, just a little inexperienced. Hasn't really put in the amount of work you'd need to be consistent in throwing the football. So that one kind of at the feet of the receiver. No chance. Brings up 3rd and 11 for the Bruins. They've got it marked 3rd and 10. It looks like they gained a yard somehow on an incomplete pass. Paced on the spot. I don't know how that happened, but trips formation to the left. Hay is going to roll to the left. Difficult. He's keeping the ball and running with it when he didn't see anybody open, and no gain for Sean Hay on the run, and that's going to bring the punt team on the field. That would be number 87, Xander Allen, back onto the field. So Bruins nothing doing. Again, an offsides call on the first play from scrimmage there, and again, the offense not able to mount much. 4th and 10, Xander Allen deep. Ready to kick. I believe it's number 1, Terrell Watkins, back for the Bears. Formation shift. It looks like the rugby punt again. He's running to his right. The ball is kicked away, end over end. A good rugby punt. Big bounce, but Watkins is able to field it. He's got space. He is around the right-hand side. He is broken the contain of the coverage. Big blocks downfield, and Watkins still on his feet, and he's going to get back all the way to where the ball was snapped from. Kind of scanning the field to see if there's a flag down. There isn't one. I saw several big blocks, those peel back blocks you'll get when you're setting up a wall on a punt return. Dangerous, and a lot of big calls that you see these days for the unnecessary roughness or the contact to the head happen on those kinds of blocks, but nothing doing. The Bears very effective in their punt return game right there. Big flip of the field. They've got the field position now, starting at the Bruin 43-yard line, 5:11 to go. 1st and 10 from the right hash. Under center this time, and they're going to run the flea flicker. The handoff, then back to Burks. Looking down the field, and that ball looks like it's thrown a little short. Intended for... That was not Crooms. I'm trying to see who that was intended for. It looks like it could have been number 8, Morgan Green again, who made the big diving catch on the last series, trying to make another diving catch, and nothing doing on that opportunity there. Could have been 6, Eric Jackson. Can't see opposite side of the field. It is 6, Eric Jackson. So great attempt, but nothing doing. for the first time tonight, I'm seeing the Butler Bears in the I formation, tight end to the right, fullback in front of Jackson. They're going to turn and give to Jackson. They're going to try to pound Jackson a little bit here. And again, 4-yard gain. I don't have stats, but he's got to be about to break the 1,000-yard mark. He hasn't had a big night. The Central defense has done a great job of stopping the run, but slowly but surely grinding it out. And I got to think Jackson has hit 46 yards at this point. That may have been the one that got him over the 1,000-yard mark. So Jackson having success. 3rd and 5. Bears big down here, looking down the field again, crossing route, thrown high, almost intercepted. Gavin George got one hand on it. The ball was thrown a little high. Chaz Burks a little off on that throw. He was looking down the field, it looks like, for number 6, Eric Jackson. Or it may have been 8, Morgan Green. But on the post route, he overthrows it, and Gavin George had a hand on it, but could not make a play. Back in punt formation, number 4, Cortez Thomas, to do the punting duties. I don't know that we've seen him in this punt formation. And so back deep for the Bruins. Gavin George ready to receive the punt. Bruins in need of a big play. There's a stop in the action here. The referee's talking something over here. One of the players, number 52, might be having an equipment problem. Again, that's Jacarius Brockington, who's been very effective on the defensive line, and he'll have to step off the field. They'll bring in number 64, and it's Mikhail Carney. Oh, offsides. The Butler Bears jumped on one of the interior linemen. Well, those guys have not had an opportunity. That is actually very fortunate for the Butler Bears because the snap was way low and got past the punter there. Again, the punter is number 4, Cortez Thomas, who had an interception earlier in the game. It was called back because of an interference call, but again, another penalty for a false start, but fortunate break for the Butler Bears as the snap was very poor and may have led to a turnover deep in their own end here. So they'll put it and make another attempt at it here. This time 4th and 10. Thomas back in punt formation. Gavin George still waiting. Again, the officials are going to have another word to figure it out. Again, number 52, they're sending him off the field. Don't know if we have an equipment issue, a blood on the uniform issue. Coach Gary Wheeler is going to come out to talk to the officials to figure out what in the world's going on. Why can they not have number 52, Jacarius Brockington, in the game? So Thomas is going to go back, retreat again a 3rd time to be ready for the snap. Check and see if the snap can be done any better. It is a good snap. It's a little slow. Thomas is going to get it away. It's down the middle of the field with a good bounce, and George is not going to be able to field it, and they'll down the ball at about the 9-yard line, so Central Hardin will take over on the left hash on their own 9-yard line, backed up deep. It was number 64, Mikhail Carney, who had just come into the game, who downed the ball for the Butler Bears. And Central Hardin's offense will once again take the field. Again, they have not scored. Last week, we saw a big play, but they were held to 9 points. Again, a safety last week at the end of the game. Safety again this week. But not much doing for the Central Hardin offense here in the last several weeks. They only scored 7 against North Hardin the previous week. So struggling to put points on the board, the Central Hardin offense. Under center, motion, play action pass. Actually, the give. I can't see who the back was again there. Looks like it was Josh Valentine, number 5, and he's driven backwards. So they started on the 8-yard line. It'll be now 2nd and 15 from the 3-yard line. So a big loss on the play. They can't get any movement up front. Nothing going on. And now one of the big play threats for the Bruins is standing on the sideline. I see Deonko Wilkerson, number 2, with an ice pack on his shoulder. So another damaging blow to this beaten down Central Hardin offense. Turn and give around the right side. Absolutely stuffed. I think that was number 33, Clay Perry. Again, the jerseys are getting very muddied here. May have been 23, Chris Bellin, but number 34, that's Kim Wright for the Butler Bears. Came flying through and just made a huge hit in the backfield. So no gain, 3rd down and 15 to go from their own 3-yard line, and Central Hardin is backed up and in a desperate situation. 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And we have another issue. It may be an equipment issue again. We do have an issue in the backfield, in the huddle. I believe it's Chris Bellin who just carried the ball on the last play. They may be concerned about him with a head injury. I think he took a really big shot, and I think they saw that he was not quite right in the huddle. And they've sent him to the sideline just following basic protocols, what it looks like. I'm not sure if that's it or not. Can't see that exactly from this vantage point, but certainly Chris Bellin has been taken from the game, and it was the official who prompted that as they were paying attention to Chris in the huddle, in the Central Hardin huddle. So that's another back out of the game. We've got Gavin George wide to the left, Sean Hay under center, Valentine behind him. 3rd and 14 from their own 3-yard line. Back to pass, Sean Hay looking down the field for Gavin George, and ball just slightly overthrown. Honestly, great job by number 5 again, Amir Leonard. He just gave him a great bump at the line of scrimmage, and Gavin couldn't get off the line. If Gavin could have got a free release, the ball would have been on target, but about 3 or 4 yards too long because Gavin could not get off the line with a good release. Again, number 5, Amir Leonard, showing his considerable cornerbacking skills. That brings up a 4th and 14 with the incomplete pass again, and that'll bring on Xander Allen. Deep in punt formation, this time just trying to get it out of his own end zone. And the kick is away. It's another pretty good kick. A little bit of a wobbler. It bounces. And it's going to be downed at about the 40-yard line. Number 80, Hunter Mitchell, the first to get there.
At the 41. At the 40.
There is a flag down. Hunter did hit the return man who was not attempting to pick up the ball. I think Hunter may have thought that he was going for the football, and instead of downing the ball, he ran into the return man for the Butler Bears. I believe it was Terrell Watkins who's been doing the returning duties, and the flag has been waved off. The referee obviously making the decision that the ball was right near the return man, may have been returned, and so Hunter was well within his rights to make sure that that wasn't what was happening, late picking up of the ball. So that little shove, certainly well within the rules, not any sort of unnecessary roughness or something along those lines. Well, Chaz Burks back on the field, number 13. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes tonight. He's been a little inconsistent. The fake, there's a flag down. There's going to be a sack back deep in the Butler backfield. So never had an opportunity to get that ball off. I see Zach Jones. I see Chase Connor. I see Noah Page. So all those guys converging at the quarterback. It'll be about an 8-yard loss. There is a flag down. I would suspect that it's got to be a hold in that sort of situation, unless the Central Hardin Bruin defender jumped offsides early. Ineligible receiver downfield is the call. That penalty will be declined, as it actually was not an 8-yard loss, but a 9-yard loss. Big sack for the Bruin defense, backing him up. This is interesting because these long yardage situations are where the Bears have been most deadly tonight in attacking the Bruin defense. So Burks ready for the snap, looking downfield. There's pressure again. Chase Connor this time from behind. Big number 72, the senior, making a big play in the backfield. 2 sacks back-to-back. So another big loss, this time 7 yards. So they had the ball at the 45. Now they're back over the 50 on their side of the field. The Bears back to their own 48-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and really long. Bring up about a 3rd and 25 from their own side of the field now. And again, got to be careful what you're looking at here. Crooms wide to the right. Caldwell wide to the left. He's got a lot of weapons here. Throwing it to the sideline to Crooms to the right side. Crooms makes a great catch and dances on the sideline. That's a completed pass, and about a 16-yard gain. It'll bring up a 4th and 10, but there's a flag deep in the backfield. Personal foul on the Butler Bears. Well, obviously I was watching the catch well down the field and did not see the action that led to the penalty. But the Bears backing up. They are totally in reverse at this point. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. We'll bring up the not often heard of 3rd and 41 call here. Again, it is in these kinds of situations in the open field and down the field that they have really made the Bruins pay. It's a strange comment. And you've got to say at 3rd and 41, they've got the Bruins right where they want them. But as dumb as it sounds, it has been the case tonight where the Bruins have been very vulnerable in these long yardage situations. Hopefully this one, for the Bruins' sake, at 3rd and 41 is too much to overcome for the Bears. Play action pass, looking at the screen. Crooms has the football. He is in the grasp and trying to dance loose. It looks like he's going to pick up about 7 yards or 6 or 7 yards on the play. They've got a hold of him, though, and he did not get loose. So the speedy DeMonte Crooms on the screen pass. And a dangerous situation for the Bruins, but good tackle. Did not let go of the tackle, and so it will bring up a 4th down. 4th and a lot. I'd say about 4th and about 34. After a 7-yard gain. And with 9 seconds and running down, the Butler Bears won't kick the ball in this quarter. And so as the 3rd quarter runs out, it is the guests, the visitors, the Butler Bears, the 7-3 Butler Bears under Coach Gary Wheeler, who have 21 points, and the home-standing Central Hardin Bruins under Tim Mattingly, just 2 points. Again, the defense with a safety. So we'll head into the 4th quarter here, and as we do that, let's take a quick break here. I want to again thank our sponsors. Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all of your telecommunications needs. Physical therapy associates, more personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Bardstown, and Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties. For all your real estate needs, contact Ryan. It's 270-723-4626, and he'll get the job done. Bluegrass Cellular, offering the most affordable unlimited plan anywhere where wireless works. Visit us at bluegrasscellular.com. And E-Town Exterminating, 737-6900, online at mugabug.com. And so the punt team is in for the Butler Bears for the 2nd time in the game. And back deep, Gavin George, and the Bruins to start the 4th quarter, down 3 scores, just looking for a big play. High, looping snap, but the ball is kicked away. Cortez Thomas effectively getting the ball down into Bruin territory, where the Central Hardin Bruins will take over at about their 34-yard line. Maybe actually right on the 35 is where they'll spot it. 1st and 10, 11:50 to go as we've just started the 4th quarter of action here. Again, the KHSAA playoffs, round 1 from here at Central Hardin. And so if Central Hardin cannot mount a massive comeback here, they'll be eliminated. Since this is the playoffs, this could be the last night for several of these seniors on the football field here at Central Hardin. I'm sure that's a pretty sad thought, as many of us have experienced those nights. Throw down the middle of the field toward Gavin George. Sean Hay throwing an interception. Not a horrible throw, but a great play by number 5, Amir Leonard. I talked to Coach Wheeler before the game about who were their most recruited athletes. Jackson, the running back, being one. Obviously, Crooms, who's already signed or signed a letter of intent for Kentucky. But the other one he mentioned was Amir Leonard, who has received a lot of interest as a defensive back. And there he is, locked up one-on-one on Gavin George, who had a step on him. Down the field, had a step on him. And the throw was not bad. It was high enough. But Amir Leonard went up high over his shoulder and came down with it and made a good return. So 1st and 10. They're going to try to take advantage of it right away, throwing to Crooms up the left sideline. Good coverage by Talon Ferris, who's now filling in at corner for Bianco Wilkerson. The pass is out of bounds, floating harmlessly to the ground. 2nd and 10 now. The ball is on the Central Hardin Bruin 25-yard line. And so the defense is going to be called on once again to try to make a play here and get a stop. Give us to Jackson. Nothing up inside. He cuts it outside. Central Hardin does a great job of rallying to the ball and giving up maybe just a yard on the carry. Jackson there looked like he was tiptoeing. Footing, very difficult. Tackle by 25. Kyler Lee there made along the sideline. So the footing is difficult at best right now. And Eric Jackson, the star running back for the Butler Bears, could not find any space. 4 wide receivers this time. Actually 3 wide, and Burks back to throw. He's looking downfield. He's scrambling now up the middle. He's got space, cutting to the left. He's going to be tackled. He'll be brought down after a minimal gain, maybe 4 or 5 yards. He made good progress, but was then knocked backwards by a number of Central Hardin tacklers who rallied very quickly to get to Chaz Burks before he could do any more damage. Well, after the gain, it looks like a gain of maybe 6 yards. It's going to bring up a 4th and 4. The ball is going to be spotted somewhere around the 16-yard line. So 4th and 4, they need to get to the 12. Chaz Burks barking the signals on a 4th down here. And again, a score here certainly puts this game away. It's looking pretty evident right now. And the play action pass, and Burks, all kinds of room to run. One cut. And into the end zone, 13, Chaz Burks with a rushing touchdown, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year. And Chaz Burks will put this game on ice, it appears. And so as I look along the Central Hardin Bruins sideline, you're starting to see faces that were already feeling like they were facing a pretty challenging uphill climb. Kind of looks like the air is out of the sails at this point, and this will be a deficit that's probably not something that Central Hardin has much of an opportunity to overcome. Frank Caldwell, 85, in for the point after. Snap is way high, over the head of the snapper. Ball's on the ground, and the tackle is made as Caldwell tried to pick the ball up, and the defense will bring him to the ground. So failed point after attempt, but it seems at this point, with 10:10 to go in the 4th quarter, that all of this is, as they say, academic. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion at this point that we will not be seeing a Central Hardin come from behind victory. It's just been brought to my attention that I am sitting here talking to myself. I hope someone's out there listening so that it's not the desperate words of a insane person, but I'm actually talking to some of you out there. Certainly, we're not enjoying the results. Certainly not enjoying the results of the game here, but some of these Central Hardin Bruins, I'm sure, especially the seniors, will be looking to put in a big effort here at the end of their career. And it's been a great career for a lot of these guys. It was just last year that Central Hardin Bruins were playing in the state semifinals, so this has been a very successful program for years. Very difficult season, filled with injuries, filled with some very tough losses. 1-point loss last week, last-second loss to John Hardin earlier in the season. Just losing by 1 score at the beginning of the year to Bowling Green, who's been a perennial state champion in the state of Kentucky. So a tough season coming to an end, it looks like, here with 10:10 to go in the 4th quarter. But I'm sure these seniors will want to go out on their shield, playing their hardest, putting their heart out there. And it's one of the great things about high school football. These guys don't want to go out like this, and they're going to put in a big effort. And a good return, big kick down the field. That's someone who, that's Cody Moore is who that is, number 12, receiving that kick. He has not played a lot, hasn't seen a lot of action tonight. Cody Moore making a good return on that. And it looks like Cody's going to stay in the lineup as Gavin George is going to come off the field. And Cody will be inserted at the wide receiver position. So 1st and 10 for the Bruins as they'll take over. Sean Hay coming back into the lineup. Clay Perry coming out of the lineup. It is spotted, I believe, at the 35-yard line on the right hash, and we'll see overbalanced formation to the left, what I call a load formation with a fullback and halfback and wing all on the same side. Turn and give, power to Josh Valentine, spinning, breaking tackles, eventually brought down by number 4 for the Butler Bears, Cortez Thomas on the tackle. And a gain of maybe a yard as Josh Valentine had to work very hard to pick up the yard there. And that has been kind of the story of things tonight, is yards hard to come by for the Central Hardin Bruins. So again, the load formation to the left-hand side. Tight end is to the right. Fullback, halfback, and wing all to the left. Turn, toss, sweep, quick toss, out wide. Number 25, Kyler Lee on the carry, and again, not much doing. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 after just 2 very short gains in the running game. Normally, where the Bruins are taking those plays that are short gains and tonight and turning them into 3 and 4 and 5-yard carries, too much speed, too much strength, covering too much field. The Butler Bears defense is just a step above what they've been seeing, and so not enough on the Bruins side tonight. Wing T formation to the left. Wide receiver Cody Moore split out to the right. Sean Hay looking to his coaches, trying to figure out what they want to call here. Timeout will be called by the Bruins. 3rd down and 8 yards to go. Ball on their own 37-yard line with 8:39 to go in the game. Again, let me just take an opportunity here as we're getting late in the game tonight and give a special word of encouragement and thanks to our TV crew here. Our television production crew is made up of students. Tonight working with us, Carly Lind, Evan McClure, and Lauren Wilson. They've done a great job for us all year long. Again, we hope that somewhere elsewhere in the county at North Hardin or John Hardin that those programs are having success, and we'll have another week of Hardin County TV coverage of local football. However, if not, we just want to really thank those young people for all the hard work they've put in this year. Carly and Evan and Lauren, thank you to you guys and the great work that you've done. So thanks to them. Also going to thank Dale Mings, our Hardin County television coordinator, who's making all this possible. Thanks, Dale. Great job. So the give on 3rd and long is going to be a fullback trap straight ahead, trying to get it in a manageable 4th down situation. Obviously, they're going to be going for it here on 4th down. Kyler Lee was the ball carrier on another pickup of 2 or 3 yards. It's going to be a 4th and 5, maybe 4th and 6 even. Well, I guess not. I thought, again, down 4 touchdowns maybe with 8 minutes to go. They realize on the field, as we do here, that the fight is probably all but over, and so they'll go into punt formation, not go for it on 4th down. Again, they'll shift. This is when they're going to do their rugby punt, where the punter's going to run to his right and kick or keep it as he did earlier in the game. Looks like the defense is ready for it, and another great kick by Xander Allen, backing up Terrell Watkins deep in his own territory. A big block, and that was a hit in the back. Hunter Mitchell was just cremated off his feet, high into the air, but that flag is going to be on block in the back on Hunter Mitchell there. It was a close call. The blocker was trying to get his head across in front, as you do on one of those kinds of blocks, but the hit was in the back, and Hunter was knocked through the air several feet. So that's one of those things that will probably appear on the Butler Bears highlight film at the end of the year, even though that's a penalty. That is an illegal block, and that will come back. And so a good about a 15-yard return by Watkins will be negated by a block there that was illegal, obviously, a block in the back, what we used to call a clip years ago. And the ball will be spotted after the penalty at about the 12-yard line, so the Butler Bears will start off backed up in their own territory, maybe even on the so it will be on the 12. give to Jackson. Around the left side, Jackson picking his way, running through a few tackles. About a 7-yard gain there as the Butler Bears are probably going to be content at this point to hand the ball off and try to run some clock. The clock is running, and that's what they want. They want to see the clock running. So Chaz Burks, the quarterback, probably his evening over as far as flashing his arm skills. And the give to Jackson nets a 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He'll turn and give to Jackson again. Jackson through the middle, breaking tackles. Big run. He's off to the races, being run down late and tripping maybe over his own feet. But there on the tackle, 23 Chris Bellin and 3 Gavin George. Jackson there, I'd say congratulations, Eric Jackson, after a run of about 45 yards. He has absolutely broken the 1,000-yard mark tonight for his season. So that's a big night for that young man. Big night for the quarterback with 3 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown run. And certainly the UK signee DeMonte Crooms with 2 touchdown receptions tonight. So big night for the Butler Bears, and Jackson will handle the ball again straight ahead. Bruins ready for him that time, and the run will be stopped for a very short, maybe 1-yard, 2-yard gain. In on the tackle that time, number 66, Caleb Vogel. He hasn't seen a lot of action this evening. He's been one of their offensive and defensive linemen. They kind of rotate in and out. Hasn't seen a lot of action tonight, but Vogel in on the tackle that time. Again, the Central Hardin Bruins in their 4-man front. 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Fake, and they are going to throw to Crooms, and that's 6 points. There's another touchdown for the Butler Bears. A simple slant route. Gavin George in coverage. Could not handle DeMonte Crooms, and so after a fake to Eric Jackson, who it appeared they would just continue to run the football to run the clock out. Good play action fake, held the linebackers, and quick slant ends up as 6 points on about a 39-yard touchdown pass. So several long touchdown passes. The 3rd touchdown reception for DeMonte Crooms. The 4th touchdown pass for Chaz Burks. His total now at 31 touchdown passes on the year. It'll be Frank Caldwell in to try the point after. They're going for 2 here. This did not work out too well for them. But the Bruins have picked up the ball, but you cannot in high school advance a fumble on a point after touchdown. There is no score at the high school level for that, even though the Central Hardin Bruins are running back a fumble into the end zone. That is meaningless, as the rules for high school football do not allow for advancing from the defensive side, a defensive score on the defensive side of the ball on a point after touchdown. So interesting idea there at 33 points, and having mishandled an extra point already, the Butler Bears, to try to make it an even 5 scores and 35 points, went for 2 by snapping the ball directly to Frank Caldwell, the kicker. Not sure what he was going to do with it because the snap was never handled. The ball was on the ground, and the Bruins covered the fumble and ran back for no points. So good hustle by the Bruins, but nothing there on that 2-point attempt by the Butler Bears. So the Bears will be kicking off. The score now, Bears 33, Bruins 2. And so 6:03 to go in the career of many of these wonderful senior players that we've been watching for several years here at Central Hardin. The Butler Bears will move on to next week's game. A very capable and dangerous team in the Kentucky High School 6A state playoffs, with, as you have seen tonight, a number of dangerous weapons. Some really good football players. Caldwell that time kicking deep. He has been squib kicking all night. I would like to ask, what for? He just kicked it through the back of the end zone there. So, Coach Wheeler, I'm not real sure Obviously, he didn't want to kick deep and maybe have Wilkerson or George an opportunity to run the ball back. But no chance there as Frank Caldwell knocks it through the back of the end zone with a great kickoff. And the Central Hardin Bruins will be backed up a little bit here. They'll start from their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 from the middle of the field. Well, the end of the game drawing near, and you watching the last action here from Central Hardin anyway for the season. We'll just quickly recap the season here. Again, this will bring the Central Hardin Bruins to a 3-8 record. It's been a long time since Central Hardin has not had a winning team. That under Coach Mattingly, Coach Perry, they've had a number of 10-win seasons, double-digit win seasons, region championships. This is a very successful football program that just faced a lot of hard times this year, from the injury in week 2 to their quarterback Chase Elmore, to some other injuries to key players, Gavin George, Deonka Wilkerson, some injuries that some of the offensive linemen battled through. It's been a tough season for these Bruins. They've shown a lot of heart. They've had some really heartbreaking losses, and a lot of the things that have gone right for them in past years went the other direction. So Central Hardin Bruins wrapping up a tough season, but battling it out here to the very end. And again, give to the right, around the right-hand side, flags all over the field. Looked like a blatant and difficult face mask, and whoever it was that had the football, I don't know if it was Bellin, 23, or 22, Ferguson with the ball, but whichever one that was after the face mask, and whoever it was is holding their neck after having their head twisted around in a pretty bad face mask, got up shoving and not appreciating the rough treatment that was received there. So fortunately for the Bruins, the shove from Bellin not noted. Oh, it was noted. They're moving the chains. It's a 1st down and 10. Well, it was a 1st down and 10, but now they're going to move the ball back for the personal foul on Bellin after the play. Often it is the second player who receives that call. So the ball is actually going to go pretty far backwards here. Ball spotted at the 17-yard line where the Bruins will. They do not have the chains set. They're not sure where the chains are going. The chains have followed the ball back now, but one of those is wrapped up oddly, and so they're getting the chains fixed. The clock is being wound, and play will resume. Sean Hay again under center, looking over the defense. Turn, give around the right side, and nothing doing. The ball will be tackled for a big loss. Number 42 for Butler on the tackle. That's Dexter Davis. Again, some of the Butler Bears have been second team, third team have been inserted, along with a number of the Central Hardin players who are getting opportunities to play here late in the game. And so we're going to see some folks on the field that have not been on the field very much. And while these last minutes tick away, let me again I've thanked several times our student crew and Dale Mings, but also again want to thank our my partners. I've had 3 gentlemen who've done a great job working with me during the course of this season to call these games, bring you the action, give commentary, and their friendship and work with me has been just something I'm so thankful and grateful for. Jeff Knoll has been with me, as well as Dan Robbins, and also special thanks to last week color commentary from Tony Menendez. So thank you to those gentlemen. If they're listening tonight, I really appreciate you. I hope we get an opportunity next week to call another game, whether that's John Hardin or North Hardin. Hopefully they're being successful this evening in their attempt at moving on to round 2 of the playoffs. So penalty on the play is declined. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Bruins. And the officials will talk it over again. I tell you, there's nothing that's more difficult whether that's as a coach or sitting here in the booth as a commentator, as you get late in a game that is obviously well over. And the officials have to talk over every call about every time. I'm sure they want to get it right. They want to do their jobs correctly. But with 4:15 to go and the score 33-2, if they could do that a little more quickly and figure things out and not have to have a conference on every other play, it would, I'm sure, be appreciated by all, as far as not prolonging a game that is probably long over. All right, the ball has now been spotted. It is 3rd down and long 5, maybe 6. A ball spotted at the 21-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Sean Hay is going to turn and give. Straight ahead, big hole up the middle. That'll be a 1st down, as there was a lot of room to run that time, as some of the second teamers for the Butler Bears are on the field. Kyler Lee found a lot of space and picked up about 13 yards, and that's going to take the Bruins up to the 39-yard line. And so the chains will move with 4:04 and the clock rolling. The Bruins have picked up several more yards. And now at this point in the game, Sean Hay, the starting quarterback now for the Central Hardin Bruins, has been replaced. It'll be Cody Moore at quarterback. We've got tight end left, loaded formation to the right. Turn and give to the fullback. I believe that's Josh Valentine, and they're feeding him the ball now as well. 3-yard gain, it appears. Valentine is a senior on the team, and I'm sure he'd like to pop a nice run here at the end of his career, so I'm sure they'll continue to try to feed him the football. That was actually a 4-yard gain. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. Moore in the huddle, and he'll call the signals. One of about 5 different quarterbacks that the Bruins have used this year. Cody, loaded formation to the left side, fumbled snap. It's picked up, and wide open hole. Valentine is going to find about a 12-yard gain. So the ball was fumbled at the snap. Moore unable to handle the wet conditions here on his 2nd or 3rd snap here at quarterback. Didn't matter. Valentine picked it up and made a big gain straight down the middle. Valentine at fullback, taking a look back at the clock to see how much time remains in his Central Hardin career. Straight ahead to Valentine again. He's got space. He's running over tacklers. He's got about a 12-yard pickup. I'm sure he's thinking end zone right about now. He's trying to find space and get downfield. Another 1st down. And so the Central Hardin offense is carving up the second team of the Butler Bears. And so I'm sure the coaches on the sideline, on the Butler sideline, are encouraging this second group to be successful, but so far the Bruins are moving it straight down the field. Timeout Butler Bears with 2:27 to go. They're going to talk it over and see if they can't figure out a way to get this Central Hardin Bruin offense stopped. So as they bring their very clean white-shirted second team over to the coaches, they'll have a talk about what they can do to stop Josh Valentine and the fullbacks of the Central Hardin Bruins. We're having a lot of success on this most recent drive and probably last drive of the football game. We'll go ahead and wrap up our evening here. We're getting close. Again, we want to note that this is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of the Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors: Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, Ryan Harris of RE/MAX Premier Properties, Bluegrass Cellular, E-Town Exterminating, and West Point Bank. Tune in weekly for rebroadcasts of all local HCEC-TV programs on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable's Channel 2 and Spectrum Communications on Channel 184. 1st and 10. Cody Moore on a quarterback sneak. They must have seen something over the right side there. And the pile is being moved. It looks like about a 7 or 8 yard gain on the quarterback sneak. There was an empty gap to the right of the center, and the center guard and tackle got a great push, and straight ahead. Cody Moore is slow to get up, struggling. There's a flag down. The ball was kicked or moved or something on the spot there, and Cody is maybe taking a helmet to the back. He's holding his back as he jogs off the field. not feeling very good. Something got him at the bottom of the pile there, and Sean Hay will come back into the ball game. Penalties on the Butler Bears. The ball, after it had been spotted or after it had been picked up, was kicked away, and this is a personal foul. And so a big penalty will be marched off with 2:10 to go in the fourth quarter in this game. That'll put the ball down inside the Butler Bear 25-yard line. For some reason, the officials are having a hard time counting how far they need to go here, and instead of taking it down inside the 20, after they have another conference, the ball is on the 26-yard line of the Butler Bears, so getting close. Well, Josh Valentine at fullback, and he's going to get the football here. Straight ahead, and a lot of big push. And Valentine barreling ahead for about a 10-yard gain. Not sure if he's gotten to the first down. It looks like it. Maybe a 12-yard gain. I knew they were going to give it to Josh for several reasons. One being that they just put number 62, Zach Jones, normally guard and defensive tackle, is now playing halfback. He is the battering ram to lead Josh Valentine through the hole. So Zach Jones, number 62 in the backfield, again, is going to be the battering ram here, and I'm sure Valentine is going to get on his hip and follow him wherever he's leading. So overloaded formation to the right. Give to Zach Jones this time. The big offensive tackle and defensive tackle is going to actually carry the football. A little bit of fun for the senior. Didn't go too well. Maybe a loss of a yard. Actually, they're going to give him a yard on his forward progress, pushed back after that. This is obviously something they have not practiced because Zach was reaching for the ball like you might expect an offensive lineman would, not making a pocket for the handoff like you would see a running back do. And that exchange took a while, which may have been the reason they couldn't hit the hole. So, again, I believe it'll be give to Valentine with Zach leading straight ahead. Valentine for another 8 or 9 yards. It looks like they'll be down to about the 4-yard line with 47 seconds remaining in the game. I think they're going to try to get one in the zone here if they can. I don't know if they'll actually come to the point where they'll call a timeout this late in the game. Yeah, I believe my question has been answered here. Actually, it may be the referees taking time to make sure the ball has been spotted. They're winding the clock again, 34 seconds and counting. And from the 4-yard line, first and goal, ball is fumbled on the snap. And Hay will have no gain as he picks it up and tries to make a few yards. 21 seconds and counting. Will the coach want to call a timeout? The ball at the 4-yard line, 15 seconds remaining. And the Bruins are going to hustle to the line of scrimmage, try to get one more play off here. Last chance, and it's going to be a throw. Throw to Talon Ferris on the right-hand side. With 3 seconds to go, it's blown dead, incomplete pass. The throw was from Hay to Talon Ferris on the right-hand side. An opportunity for him maybe to catch a touchdown pass in what will be his final game as a senior. All the seniors are trying to get action for all the seniors here. It's going to be 4th and 4. And 4th and goal. Zach Jones to the left at halfback. Josh Valentine at fullback. And I got to expect the give to be over the left side. Valentine, and it is. And Zach leading him, and they're going to get into the end zone. Touchdown on the last play of the season for the Central Hardin Bruins. And I believe with no time remaining and it not mattering, there will be no extra point try. This will be the ball game. Zeros showing on the clock. Josh Valentine scoring on his last play. You see a lot of very disappointed young men on the field there for the Central Hardin Bruins. Hugs all around as you end your career, as you end your season. It's a tough situation. I see young Coach Mattingly Jr. Hugging one of his players there. I believe that's Zach Jones. So Central Hardin Bruins will wrap up a difficult season, as I noted, at 3-8. And going out in the first round of the Butler Bears, the final score 33. Homestanding Central Hardin Bruins 8. And so from Central Hardin here, again, thanking our student production team, Dale Mings, thanking our sponsors again. It's been a wonderful year. Hopefully we'll have another great week next week of Hardin County football action. We'll have to see the results and who we might have an opportunity to see next week. If not, again, Paul Gray for my partners who couldn't make it this evening, but Jeff Knoll, Dan Robbins, and Tony Menendez. Thanks, everybody, and have a great night.